What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and I am so pumped because it is finally time to purchase a supercar. So in this video, I'm gonna break down all of the research I've done on a ton of different cars and how I was able to come to the conclusion that I have on the car I'm purchasing. I'm also gonna break down everything I did when it came to my finances to make sure I was comfortable and ready to pull the trigger on a supercar. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Chandler Smith, and I've been investing in real estate for the last 7 years. I currently own 99 units of rental real estate, and I'm just about to close on a 15-plex, which is a big factor on why I'm now deciding to purchase a supercar. And if you can't hear it in my voice, I'm just coming off of COVID, which has been a major bummer, so I apologize if I sound kind of funny, but I've been so excited for this news and I couldn't wait any longer. And so in this video, I'm gonna break down everything I did to make sure that my finances are in order so that I can purchase a supercar. I'm also gonna show you the entire process, all the cars I've looked at, and how I've now come to the conclusion that I have. And so all that I ask you to do is make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so you can catch my future videos, because the goal of this channel is to help you to build a huge passive income. And the only reason I'm doing this video is once you have built a huge passive income and you're living off of your passive income, then you can start to use your passive income to purchase all of the fun stuff. And for me, that means purchasing a supercar. Now, for those of you that are faithful watchers of the channel, you know just about 6 months ago was when I purchased the Stradman C8 Corvette. Now, this was a total game changer for the way that I viewed cars. To be completely transparent, I did like cars. I had my Tesla, I had the Raptor. I was a guy that enjoyed driving around, but I couldn't be considered a car guy. I wasn't every day looking at cars for motivation and just in love with everything about them until I purchased the C8 Corvette. Now, when I purchased it, I think one of the big game changers was just being around the Stradman. Seeing all of his other supercars, the experience was just unreal. Then driving the Corvette home, driving it around, putting on a new exhaust, being able to feel it, being able to hear it, just the whole experience of driving a car like that blew my mind and got me to the point where I really loved driving nice cars and owning nice cars. But the thing that pushed me over and made me a full-blown car person is when I was able to throw the keys to my mom or to my dad or brother or friends or any of my sales reps and say, hey, go take it for a spin. And just the look in their eye, how excited they would get, them revving the engine, them going fast, doing all of that just was so fun. It's so fun to give someone an experience. And that experience for me is what made me decide that a lot of my passive income from here on out is going to be going towards cars. And that's when I said, you know what? I've got to get a supercar. And so almost every day since getting the C8 Corvette, I have been plotting to purchase a supercar. I mean, you won't find a day where I'm not on Instagram or on the internet strolling through and making sure that I'm just on car pages, just scoping out all of the different options. Now, I want to break down kind of my whole journey in coming to the conclusion that I've come to, but before I do that, I really want you to understand that cars are awesome, but they should not be purchased unless you create a passive income that can pay for them. And so for me to be able to purchase this car, I knew I had a 15-plex, so an apartment complex with 15 units that I had been scoping out for months. I had a relationship with the owner, and she had said she was going to sell it in the fall. And at this point, I didn't know if the numbers would work. I didn't know if I was going to buy that complex, but I knew the amount of passive income that I needed to create to get to the point where I was comfortable purchasing another supercar. And this 15-plex was going to be the way I was going to do it. If this deal would have fallen through, I would not be purchasing a supercar right now. I would have had to find another deal and find a way to create that passive income so that I can. And so I beg all of you, be smart and set your criteria before spending on something like this. And that goes for a new house, a new car, traveling, whatever it is. Make sure that you hold to your budget and your criteria. And for me, it was only purchasing these things if my passive income could pay for it. So that's what needed to happen on the finance side of things so that I was comfortable purchasing a supercar. But the next thing I was left with is which supercar. Now, I have been plotting this purchase for months, and so I'm so excited to share this journey with you. But first off, you need to know the first car that I found that I was like, this is the car I want to buy, was the F8 Tributo, the Ferrari. And this car is just so beautiful. It's super fast, great 0 to 60. It's a Ferrari. It's just incredible. And so early on, and this was months ago, I decided I needed to go and see this car. So when I was out in California for business, me and my buddies decided to drop into the Ferrari dealership. Now, I have to tell you, I was not disappointed with the car. We had them started up for us. We were able to look at the interior. However, what I was disappointed with, and San Diego Ferrari, you've got to own this one on your back, it was a terrible experience at the dealership. The guy that we met with treated us like total trash. And I know I was there with my buddies. I know we look young, and we were dressed up in our door-to-door sales uniforms. So that probably didn't help our case, but we had a terrible experience. I mean, the guy treated us like trash. He was unwilling to go and give us a ride. He was unwilling to take us seriously. He was unwilling to show us any of the other cars. After he opened up the F8 for us, he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I've got something else going on. And then he pretended to go take a call so he didn't have to waste his time with us. Now, I get it. I'm sure tons of people come into the Ferrari dealership. However, for them to treat us like trash like that was really disappointing, especially because I was in love with this car. So the car blew me away. The way that Ferrari treated me, especially in San Diego, big disappointment. So I walked out of there just kind of bummed, thinking, maybe I don't need a supercar. Maybe I'll go buy something else. I don't fit in with that class of people. And it was kind of a bummer. But the next week, let's be real, it's hard to get over a car bug. And I was out in Atlanta, and in Atlanta, I decided that I would go into the Lamborghini dealership. Now, at this dealership in Atlanta, they have Lamborghinis and McLarens. We walked in the door, and immediately we were greeted by a kid that was about my age. And I shouldn't say kid, a guy my age, but this guy was freaking awesome. He let us in all of the cars. He spent probably 45 minutes with us just showing us everything about these cars. And I was blown away. Like, this guy treated us like anybody else. And again, we rolled up in our door-to-door sales uniforms just because we were out working. We had just finished work for the day and we wanted to see some cool cars. And this sold me so hard towards Lamborghini's direction. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, Chandler, you're really going to make a six-figure car purchase based on the sales rep. Well, guys, this is what I do, all right? I love dealing with sales reps. I love seeing their process. And yeah, I would guess that if all Lamborghini dealerships are like this and all Ferrari dealerships are like what we experienced, Lamborghini probably sells a ton more vehicles because they blew us away. They gave us an awesome experience. They gave us a ride in the car, and they gave us some great input. And this is where I started to evolve a little bit because the guy said, look, we've got these brand new cars and they're incredible. However, bang for your buck, if you can find a used car with just a couple thousand miles at a substantially lower price, there are some incredible supercars. And he started to push me towards the 720S and some of those that were a little older because he's like, dude, they've got all of this new technology. They're still pretty new, but we can get you a really good deal. And at this time, I was hooked on the Lamborghini. So he focused in, he just showed me the Lamborghini, but he sparked a little bit of curiosity about the McLaren, but I just didn't like the look. Like for me, the McLaren didn't look good, where the Lambo was always like, that was the cool car. That's what I thought. That is just cool. You know how Lamborghinis are. And so that was the direction I thought I was going to go. However, when I got back, I got invited to a car show. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about car shows. However, Patrick Adair invited me, and the Stradman said he was going to be there. And Patrick's awesome. He's the guy that bought the GT, the Ford GT from the Stradman. And he said, hey, you've got to come down. We'll get all the cars lined up. We'll have a great time. And so I came to this show, and it was so awesome. There were tons of really cool cars there. We got to go hang out with the Stradman. We went back to his place. And then we got to see Post Malone's McLaren Senna and meet his dad. And I will tell you, that is when things really started to click for me that holy cow, McLarens are incredible. Like, that car was so beautiful, so impressive. And it got me to the point where I was a little more comfortable with the way that McLarens looked. And their new GT especially, I was like, man, that's a classy car. And so now I'm leaning towards McLaren. Like, I love their look. I really like the GT especially. I still love the Lamborghinis. I still have a thing for the Ferrari. And on top of that, while we're at the Stradman's house, I get to see his 458 Ferrari, and I'm just mind blown. Like, I just don't know which direction I want to go. And so after seeing the Stradman's 458, then I went to the Ferrari dealership in Utah because they had a 458 there. Beautiful car. I got to go for a ride. I got to drive it, and I'm just like so confused because now I'm back where I started, where I like the 458. Love the McLarens, love the Lamborghinis, and on top of that, I've seen some Porsches that I'm like, hey, those are sick cars too. And so I am just so tormented with this decision. I've been going through this for weeks, and I finally came to the decision. The only bummer is I'm not gonna share it with you until I buy the car. But all that I ask you guys to do is let me know in the comments which car you would pick, because I'm not completely sold yet. Like, I'm not 100% in on any car. I would just say I'm like 60 to 70% in on one car. And it still changes. So I need your help in the comments. Let me know, what would you do between the Huracan, the Ferrari 458, the McLaren 720S, and let's be real, the Porsche actually isn't on my radar. So Ferrari, McLaren, or Lamborghini, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which direction I should go, and let's see what happens. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, hopefully I didn't drag you on for too long in the thought process, but now you know where I'm coming from. And if you enjoyed it, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell. And normally after a video like this, I would ask you and say, hey, let me know, do you like the car content videos, or you want me to just stick in real estate? Here's the deal, guys. They're one and the same for me now. Cars have become such a huge motivation for purchasing more real estate so that I can use the passive income from that real estate to purchase cars. So whether you like it or you hate it, I'm sorry, but cars are gonna be on this channel for a long time. However, the majority of the content is always going to be real estate, because I wanna share with you what you can do to be able to build that passive income so that then you can have the cars. Let me know in the comments which of these cars I should go with, and just know if I go with one of them, it's going to be used at this point. I've decided to not buy brand new. And so if you know someone that's selling one of these that you're like, Chandler, this is the deal of the century, let me know, because I need to purchase a car within the next month. And again, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.